Ah! I did. Man. Well, that one broke. All right, fam. Welcome back to the series where we are working on a 2004 Ram 1500 ST. And if you have no context of this, I'll link up that intro video to this series. But just to let you know, this is a low mileage truck, around 61,000 miles as of this video right now, that we're going to be working on and doing, let's call it a little routine maintenance. Although changing out manifold bolts, it shouldn't necessarily be a routine thing, and it sounds like a manufacturing problem. But let me just preface here, I do not discern any ticking with this engine. I don't discern any leaks around the manifold at all. I just wanted to be proactive before these bolts do snap on this truck. And so I'm going to walk you through that process, and I might share a few of the headaches. I'm cautiously optimistic right now. And if you see any transitions or cuts, all that really is that, you know, I need to get that heat shield off first, and those bolts have been saturated. And then I need to get the bolts behind that on the manifold itself. So those are the transitions, but I will share the tools that I'm using. If I need heat, obviously I'm using some rust buster, some PB blaster, and likely some WD-40 or whatever I've got around here. And like I said, we'll work through all of that. And one of the things that I did want to do, which obviously I needed to do, was remove the wheel well liners on both the passenger and the driver's side. And that took me about 45 minutes. I didn't film that part because I figured you didn't really care about seeing that. But I'm also going to be changing the valve cover gaskets and doing changing out the original spark plugs. 22 years old in this truck, but that's on another video. So this is going to give me great access. So as we get through it, I'll share my process and everything that I'm doing. Let me get in, get changed. We're going to get this truck up, get these wheels off, and we're going to hit it. Hopefully not like literally hit it from frustration. Filming and doing car maintenance. Okay, let's say a prayer. Oh, what? Ain't no way. This is a tease. We're just gonna go easy. Well, all right. We got one down. The other one behind that one looks kind of nasty. Not gonna lie. Let's see if we can get an angle on that. Let's see. Yeah, right there. That's the next one. All right. You might not be able to see this close up, but we're going in. Okay. Oh. It kind of slipped off. Oh. That one's giving me a little bit more trouble. All right, maybe we'll go with like a gentle tap. Hold that thought. Oh, we broke loose, maybe. I don't think we're out of the woods just yet, fam. But yeah, like even though this might take a little bit longer, I don't mind that if I'm not having to drill out or put a pair of vice grips or whatever I need to be doing to back these things out if they're broken. Woo. We dropped. All right. Number 2. This is the one I'm worried about. As you get closer there to the heat, it kind of settles in a little bit differently than toward the front. Oh, come on. Oh. 3 has broken loose. I shouldn't say broken. 3. Now, that one's going to be a trickier one. I might need to get... You know what I could really use? An angled box wrench. This might work. So we'll make sure it's seated so we don't strip it. All right, I think we might have. Repositioning. Here, get you some better lighting. Yeah, I don't know if that's better lighting, but... Oh boy. Oh yeah. We moving now. Oh. It's still telling me that. It's reminding me that it's probably still finicky. I'm sitting here on my knees. I could just be sitting on my stool here. There we go. 4. Okay. Now, that took me, what's the time? About 25 minutes just to get that off, but I'm also filming. It takes me a little bit longer, but just to get the heat shield off. All right, so my plan is I want to soak these bolts. It's kind of blowing out a little bit. Soak the bolts before we start wrenching on them. So in the meantime, we'll soak these and then I'll go over to the other side and show you that one. Okay, pretty much the same deal. These two here. And of course, I'm in the way of the light. Right here. And then one underneath. Right there. Alrighty. Let's, oh, it's not this one. And so this one is actually the manifold. I'm sorry. It's up under here. So I originally showed you the wrong. Anyway, let's just get to it. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. That is a good sound and feeling. First one down on the passenger. And again, not this one. That's the manifold, but it's up under here. Oh, feels like... Oh. Whew. Always get nervous when it does that. Here we go. Number 2. I think what we're going to do is give this one a tap. Number 3. Let me see if that one is just as awkward underneath as the other one. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to get up underneath of it, grab it from there. Oh, did I break it? Ah, I did. Man. Well, that one broke. Ah, okay. Cautiously optimistic, right? Yeah, let me show you. Right there. Okay. All right. Let's see what you're talking about here. So, that took me, I broke the last bolt, but that took me about 15 minutes. So, with the broken bolt. All right, just a quick correction. See, that's the problem is I'm trying to work on a truck and film. All right, so that nut is still there on the manifold. It was just that piece of the bolt that was coming out to the heat shield. Okay, so anyway, this makes sense. Maybe I'm just really tired, but just so that you know that nut is still on there. So we're saturating. We're gonna wait a little bit. I might even use a wire brush, get some of the crud off. All right, so these manifold bolts have been soaking overnight. So I just wanted, these things have me nervous. So just to let you know, what I'm gonna actually do is I am gonna use a wire brush. We're gonna hit some of these bolts. And I think I'm actually going to use a little bit of heat. I know I might be going overboard here. I have extraction kits. I just hate to have to use them. So we're going to spend a little extra time, just going the extra mile. Because again, I want to be very cautious with these bolts. So bear with me. Put the safety goggles on and mask up with all the stuff flying around. So we'll hit you back once we start wrenching on these bolts. All right, we're going to hit this with a little bit of heat, being mindful of these hoses. So hopefully this is not a complete disaster, but this is what we're going to do. All right, so we're going with a 13 on this one. And, well, let's see how that feels. Let's see what happens if I can give it like a little bit of a tap here. my mallet's kind of falling apart here. Need a new one. All right. There we go. All right. Not sure about this one here. I didn't put any heat on this. Should we test it without the heat? Let me see if I can get some leverage where I can do the same thing. Use the mallet. There we go. All right. So that was with no heat. Make sure that it didn't radiate down. Yeah, I mean, that's warm, but it's not, I didn't have heat directly on it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, let me just get these like loosened and go through like all of them. And then we'll start backing them off all the way. I don't know about that. That one, I don't know if this is giving me the leverage that I need. Might need to throw a socket on this one. All right, we'll take that. Okay, we won't back that out all the way. Actually, okay, so that was a no heat. All right, non-ratcheting. Oh, that actually made some movement, I think, here. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Let me see if I can get that socket on there. Oh, wait, I got the 10. Let me grab the 13. There we go. And we'll save a little bit of time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay, so this is the one that broke off, but that bolt is still, or that nut is still on up against the manifold. Oh, felt like it broke loose. Okay. Okay. That one's down. Okay, we're gonna put a 10. Let's see here. Know what it is. Yes, that is what it is. All right. It's starting to make me think I should have just been using the socket all along. I mean, I know I had the ratcheting wrenches, but if you go with the sockets, especially on these, you'll need the deep sockets. All right. Okay. Wait, do I still have to get this one? Yes, I still have to get that one. Okay. All right. Passenger side is broken off. Now, I actually do want to remove this manifold and not just slide the gasket in. So, I'll be tackling those. I did saturate those. Fingers crossed. We got a 14 on this one. Ooh. Okay, we'll take that. I will plan on, I thought about actually replacing these bolts. I'm gonna clean them up as best I can and reuse them for now, because we're doing some exhaust work on this thing eventually. All right, let me get the other one. I got to get up under there. I'll be back. I'm encouraging you to wear your safety glasses. You have all kinds of stuff dropping. Hey, if you're cool, I need this light. Let's see here. There we go. Wait a minute. I didn't do anything to this. It just started coming off. All right, okay. All right. We will take a guess where we can get it, fam. Now that I've manually broken those bolts here, not broken, just broken free. Let's hit it with a little power. Let's see here. We got it. Oh, we're gonna have to give it a little love tap here. There we go. And she's off. Okay. That took me 1 hour. Remember, I was hunting for tools, heating things up, and I'm filming. So it took me probably a little bit longer than it should have. Yeah, I was just trying to see. It's interesting, there's like a little bit of rust here. Not sure if there might have been, because I know it was like closer here to the firewall. Oftentimes, I think people were saying that they were having more leaking here. Again, I haven't appreciated any of that. All right, so let's go ahead and tackle this driver side and see how long it takes me. And I'm not gonna try any heat yet. Let's just see if we can have a little success. All right, so that's a 13. All right, still a little tight there. Oh, okay. Now Let's work our way down. All right, let's see. Go back to the 10s underneath. Maybe I should move that out of the way. What do you think? So I think I just need to get, count them all? I think I just need to get that one up underneath. All right. So full transparency, butting up against about 50 minutes on this. I haven't even gotten these bolts over here on the exhaust, but we've loosened these up. It's because I was just looking for the tool, but really you may not have the same issue that I did. It was just, I felt like when I was on that socket, it just wanted to kind of creep off of that bolt. And I just felt like if I kept doing that, we were rounding her off. What are we doing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Slow and steady she goes. All right, I just wanted to get through all that. Let me show you. So this actually already dropped, and we are in about an hour and 5. And that was probably because I was hunting for tools. And if I didn't run into that snag with that one bolt, which wasn't really a snag necessarily, but it was giving me a little bit of grief. And let me get a pry bar. There we go. Hope I didn't hurt your ears there. This way, not backward, but forward. Yeah. Oh, drop it. Almost. I hope you remember how I get this in so you can tell me, or, you know, how I got it out anyway. Yeah. We'll do a little cleaning. I got a friend who's a machinist too. I might just double check it with him, but all right, next steps. All right, so a little bit of elbow grease and some degreaser, and looking very different. All right, fam, I figured it would be easier to show you the passenger side just because there's more room for me to like work and film and show you what's happening. So we're gonna get some quick cleaning done and then reinstall the manifold. Just a couple of things. I'm using like a Scotch-Brite like product. I can link what I'm using, but again, we're not using like any metal or anything too abrasive, and a little bit of carb and choke cleaner, and a vacuum. If you have a lot of carb buildup, don't push that stuff back in, you know, try to get that out. So try to bring that in this direction, not into the engine. So that's why I've got the holes plugged with some towels. Now, as far as the manifold is concerned, I really was keen on using the original one because I feel like these are well made. it cleaned up pretty well. I just used some degreaser and a wire brush, and yeah, I think, you know, we're good there. And as far as my tolerances are concerned, I think we're okay. And that's, oh, and before I show you the gasket again, the passenger side on this year, 9 bolts on the manifold, driver side, 8 bolts. So at first I was kind of scratching my head, but I was like, oh yeah, right. And I had to go and look back, and it's like, yeah, there's 8. And as far as this gasket is concerned, so there's this is flared out. As far as this is going to go against that engine, so making sure to line those up. And like I said, I think this will help with any kind of tolerance as far as creating that seal that I need. So, and I think I think I'm good. Now, there's no guarantee. Like if yours is like really warped, then you might want to have that machined. But this is one of the recommendations that was made, or reason, with this gasket. So we'll get it cleaned up real quick, and I'll bring you in and we'll bolt it back on. I'll show you the patterns that I'm using, and we'll talk about the torque specs and all, and see how long this takes us. All right, so we are looking pretty good. Got a few more, just some areas here, but there's really not surprised. I mean, there's not a ton of miles on this truck, right, for the age. So not a ton of carbon buildup. We don't need to eat off this thing, you know, so we're getting it done here. Just making sure also these bolt holes are clean as well as we introduce those new bolts. But home stretch as far as the clean is concerned, and we'll remove all of this and start putting it back together. All right, so a little something that I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this bolt and pop it right here and just thread it just a couple turns. Okay, we'll see why here in a second. So that way I can hang that, get things lined up, have something to kind of hang it on a little bit, as might have even threaded it just a little too much. Here. Just back it off just a scotch, just enough. That'll give me enough room here. Looks like it. Okay. All right, and I'll once I get these on, I'm gonna back that back off. But as far as the heat shield, this one here, this one here, this one here, and here. So let me just kind of play around with that, get these in. Like I said, we want to go hand tight, as you can imagine. Reason being, just so that we can move where we need to move. Okay. Alright, same deal here. Hand tight. I'm gonna go back and do some hand tightening on these others as we make a few adjustments here. And then this one for the heat shield. All right. Yeah, let's see. The way I can kind of go back and make sure we're not cross threading. I'll be right back. I need my camera angle, or rather, I need to move the camera. All right, fam. Appreciate your patience there. I just needed to get in. All right. So we're going to torque these to 18 foot-pounds, but first let me just save a little time. Ease these on. My battery's dead. Terrible. All right. Well, just use the old socket. All right, so if you're still here, well, you are some kind of special. I appreciate you. I realized I didn't do like an engine test so that you could hear that there was no tick before. I'm telling you there wasn't, and the only broken bolt was really not the bolt. Well, I mean, it was the nut and sort of the heat shield bolt on the top, but I did that. Otherwise, everything was intact and we didn't have any kind of ticking before. But let's fire it up, and if there's ticking, well, then somebody's going to answer for that. I'll catch you on the next one. No ticking over here, although you can't see me, but if you're still here, there's no ticking on the passenger side.